G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. So there we go, the new lot started hatching. That little guy there is so new, he is just fresh out of the egg. In fact, I helped him get out because he was a little bit stuck in there, not much, just a little, and I thought, oh, he'll have a helping hand, but look at him. So for the first little while, they're all uncoordinated, they can hardly move. That's when you got to watch out. I keep that water away from him for a little bit until I know he's not going to fall in it and drown. But how cute is that? I'll give you a look at how they come out of the egg. I found it fascinating, quite honestly. Where are you? There you are. They peck around almost like a bottle opener, which means that then they can just push that top bit off. Doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't even come completely off, and they crawl out that way. So heads up the open end. So the bigger quails have been moved back down to the bottom cage, which is a much bigger, nicer cage. The new ones, that's my first hatching. There's one, oh there he is. I was going to say there's one missing. They're out having the days out in the top cage now. Because it's autumn and a little bit cool at night, and they're not really completely feathered. If you look at the top of their heads, they've still got a bit of down. Mostly feathered, but a bit of down. So I take them in at night so they're not cold. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so that's where they're up to. And we've got, hopefully the other eggs will continue hatching. I've got 2 so far, but a whole day has passed with no sign of any more. So I'm a little nervous at this point in time, but we shall see. There's another one just come out. You can see he's exhausted, he's picked his little way out of there. You can see what I mean about that flip top eggshell. Made a nice straight line around it. And he's jumped out. Alright, so we'll move him. How cute is that? Oh, come on, crawl out, matey. That's the way. There he is in his little box. Still very wet, he's got a little bit of eggshell on him. You can see he can barely move, certainly not coordinated enough to stand up, the poor little guy. Now compare that to the other 2 and you can see why I was starting to get worried, can't you? You know, they're a couple of days old now, they're happy and running around like mad things. And most of the others are still in the egg. And luckily we've had this little guy come out just now, so hopefully we'll get a few more over the next couple of hours. We shall see. In other quail news, we've had some new bubbers. I actually got 6 new bubbers, which are on this side of the box. But when the first one came out, it was early in the morning. I had to go away for the day. I came back and his little lid had dried out in the heat and with the light on it, and the poor little bugger had died. So I was none too happy about that, as you can imagine. None too damn happy at all. So when I thought they were stable enough, I took the middle section of the box out and allowed them into this side where I had double the lids, having learned from my mistake, you might think. Well, bugger me, one of these bigger boys, I think it was one of the bigger boys, fell into said water container and bloody drowned. So I couldn't believe it. So I've lost 2 baby quails in the last 2 days, which has left me, well, last 3 days, has left me completely damn well traumatised. Not happy, folks, not happy. I always said I'd show you the bad as well as the good, and that was the bad. One was my bad. I take the blame for going away for a day when a quail was just born. I learned a valuable lesson out of that. The bigger boy that fell over, well, or girl, the bigger one that fell over and drowned in the bloody lid, honestly, I don't take the blame for that. That's a random crazy. I knew it could happen with these little guys, hence my care and attention and the use of the much smaller lid. So in these boxes, I've shown you this before. I've got water fern and duckweed growing. Now the original idea was, you beauty, I'll feed the aquaponics fish with it. Well, the aquaponics fish don't really dig on it. Too spoiled. They get their commercial food. But I'll show you who does love it, is the quails. For some reason, I'll just open this up so you can see better. For some reason, the quails really quite dig on it. So that's good. We've finally found a damn use for that stuff. This one's in love with me. Now I know you think that's weird, but whenever I'm around, she comes out and she usually waits for a cuddle off Dad. So she's lucking out today. So that's the hatchlings, that first lot of hatchlings. I better lock them up. They're a bit more skittish. They seem to be going quite well. When I'm gone away, they'll go and eat that duckweed that I shoved in their little bowl over there. There they go. The hunger got the better of them in the end. See 3 of them. One's standing watching me. He's obviously on guard duty. The other 3 behind are pigging into it. So yeah, that's great. So Dale in Canada was telling me that he can't let his quails out because they fly around and probably never see them again. Well, here's 2 of mine, Dale. They're not really interested in being escape artists. So here's the other 2 over here near the aquaponics. Little guy's funny. This is a male and a female. The other 2 were females. That little female is on the left over there. She's the one that's crazy in love with me, and normally she's first out the cage and just stands looking at me until I pick her up. Then she scurries up my chest and puts her head under my chin, which is a bit odd, but anyway. And that's the little male there. I'm surprised he's not defending her. He's a feisty little fella, that one in front. I've seen him chase Benny around the yard. That's kind of hilarious. Poor Benny doesn't quite know what to do about that. But yeah, there they are. So that's free-ranging quail.